What's going on? This is the comment section. I think this is number 43. I think so. Okay, first up, operating. Love it. What's going on? Comment, yes, the gates of delirium, relayer. Okay, I got to minute 12:45 and quit. How can one listen to this much of this song and talk about how the quality of the mix isn't that great? I can tell you why. Because the quality of the mix was not that great. Not what I tuned in to hear. Sorry, buddy. Sorry for bringing you back on the channel by tagging you on this, but you left a comment, so here it is. I don't care what you tuned in to hear. You're not accepting what I'm giving you. It's your channel, do you? That's fine, but I tuned in to hear your feelings about what you were hearing, which is what I gave you, I'm pretty sure. That's not what you wanted. You didn't want to hear what I had to say, actually. The music. Yeah, right. Which I was commenting on the music. The recording has to do with the music. That's how we listen to music, is via recording, right? Unless you're at a live performance, right? So it does have to do with it. It's an aspect of it. If the mix is your subject of interest, I just had no idea, right? I just wanted your emotional response. Good luck with your channel. I mean, I gave you all that. You just didn't hear what you know. I get what you're saying, but I'm kind of like, come on. Okay, and I said, here we go. I said, they are related. I don't know if you know that audio quality and how recorded music hits you emotionally are related. Yes, they are. 100% they are. 100% they are. If the recording sounded even worse, more people would not be even into this. If it were worse. Vapor Trails being a great example, right? Rush Vapor Trails being a great example. Recorded, dog shit. Dog shit. People aren't going to want to put it on. It doesn't matter if the music is incredible or not. People are not going to want to hear it. Because it's like cat scratching on a chalkboard. Okay? Alright? We're not even talking about Taishan. We're talking about Vapor Trails. Anyways, alright, I'm joking around. But you get what I'm saying. Okay, sorry. Yes, I will at times talk about sound quality and just record production type of things because I like that stuff too, right? I like the music aspect and like just musically, but recording and record quality, because that's what we're listening to. We're listening to records, right? That has to do with it, to me at least. So there you go. All right, up next, user XM3, right? One of those types of names. What's going on? Coming out, Queen, the night comes down, Queen 1. This is an old video for me. Older, right? Cool, interesting, good. As far as reactions go, this was mild. Very, very mild. Sorry, maybe I'm exaggerating. It was barely okay. Oof, barely okay. Well, first of all, okay, the night comes down. Let me get to what I said. I don't even remember this song. That's how impactful it was. Yes, I like Queen. If it was more incredible, it probably would have totally more or deeper words out of me, and sorry, that's not to your liking. Yeah, I was just going to say, I don't remember this song. I don't even remember this song. And yeah, I say things like, cool, interesting, good. Yeah, fine. This is fine. Yeah, I like it. It's cool. I dig it, right? I do that a lot. And we've had this conversation before. To me, it's because there's a lot of mediocre music out there. All right? And I'm not some brown noser. I'm not going to just love everything. And just, this is incredible. Like, I can do that. I can act for you if you want that. And maybe the channel would probably do a lot better if I actually acted. You know, it probably would. What was that Rush video that I did for April Fools where I actually did that? And there were people that thought I was serious. People that know me and have watched the channel enough know that I was joking and probably found it hilarious. But, you know, I don't act. So if that's all I feel about it, that's all you're going to get out of me because I got nothing else. That's another thing that I'll say, you know, like, that's just what it is. It's not that interesting to me. This is not that incredible of a song. They have way better songs. This is a not memorable song. Okay? And this is... And hell, maybe I even liked it. I don't remember. I don't remember the song. It's been a while since I've heard it. Probably since recording that video. There's other albums and songs and tracks that I listen to that are so intriguing to me that I want to hear it, and I will actually put it on in the car again, you know? But for the most part, there's a lot of mediocre music that's just okay, and it's fine to hear it and to be like, okay, cool. But what I'm doing is I'm listening and listening and listening, and I'm trying to find those nuggets that are just so incredible that just like send chills and all that kind of thing. That's what listening to a ton of music is going to do. It's going to find, and it's also going to find your taste. It's going to find the music that hits you, that you're really into, and then to me, I set that music aside and I'm like, that's the great stuff. That's the cool stuff. That's the hot songs, right? This album is incredible. Stuff like that. That's what I'm searching for. And then also, this is interesting because, again, you know, this is Queen's, right? Queen 1. And it's like, okay, I'm going to check out their discography, some of their discography. Let me start at the beginning. Let's see how, like, I know so much of Queen's music because it's everywhere, but I've never heard their albums. So let me hear their albums and start at the beginning to kind of hear the progression of their career and how it kind of started and where, you know, where they started. That's interesting to me. But just kind of individually, the song, no, this is not in their top 10 even. So why would I say it's something more? Why would I use more fantastic words than cool, interesting, good? Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. That's a lot of music, frankly. A lot of music out there because it's hard to write good, incredible music. And have not only that, okay, you can write cool, incredible, awesome music, but everybody else could think it's not, you know, because if you're the writer, it's not like you're trying to write stuff that sucks, but it's hard. Okay, you know, so that's my viewpoint. Okay, all right, up next. Okay, I'm not sure what video this is from or has to do with. I imagine it's a yes. It's yes, but this is a little bit of a thread. So, let's see. Tiger Mountain King, what's going on, buddy? I'm really surprised you're reviewing this album. Maybe this might be Elias of Sun Hillo, maybe we'll see, or Fish Out of Water, maybe it's one of the two. I'm really surprised you're reviewing this album as critical as you've been with many Yes songs, albums, and Fish Hour. Okay, yeah, so it's definitely Elias of Sun Hillo, which I liked a lot, actually. Probably liked it better than Fish Out of Water. I really don't think you're going to like it at all. I could be wrong, we'll see. Okay, and then Kenneth McKinney, 2532, what's going on, came in, right? Them and Kabi Caputo, 3332, what's going on? These are two people that have been on the channel for a while, so they're going to know. They've seen me enough to know, like, well, okay, here's what Kenneth said. As critical as he's been, I haven't been keeping score, but I would say he has disliked very little of what he has heard to this point. There is some stuff mixed in there he hasn't liked, but not much. If you go back to his Rush stuff, there was a lot more, especially earlier stuff he didn't care for, just my observation. Yeah, at this point, I would probably say I like Yes better than Rush. They're different. They are different. They're both prog, but Yes is the real prog. Let's be real, right? Right? Yes is the real prog. Let's be real about this. Okay? Unnecessarily harsh. Yes, you're welcome. Okay. Rush is the more pop version. Oh, I said it. Oh, wow. They're the more accessible version of prog. To me. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't make them worse at all. To me, they're more successful than Yes. Probably for a lot of that reason. You know, because they were able to make the music and put it into a place that it was more accessible to more people. Where Yes is going to put out an album. It's got 3 tracks, and most people are going to be like, I'm not paying this for 3 tracks. What is this? The people that know will, right? The people that know their music are familiar with it. But if you're just like in a record store, you don't know them at all. You look at this, I'm paying for just 3 songs of music. Anyways, I know that people don't generally buy music. People don't buy music, but you know what I'm saying. Anyways, Tiger Mountain King. I respect what you're saying. My perception is that he has, but that's just my observation. I could never imagine anyone describing Chris Squire's safe canon song as boring. Okay, this is among, right, as we're seeing in these comment section videos, this is among the issues, okay? I could never imagine. I don't see a world where someone could have a differing opinion than me. I know that's, and I'm not trying to dig at Tiger Mountain King, right? You've been cool, right? I'm not trying to dig at you at all. That's not what this conversation is about, right? But you've seen some of the other, if you watch the comment section videos, you see some of the other comments that I get that are pretty hostile towards me, right? So it's like, and a lot of it is just like, what are you thinking? Or like, am I not allowed to have my opinion? I thought it was my opinion. I have to live with myself, not with you, by the way. So it's like, and how I do it is I'm not lying, or I'm not going to act or pretend or tell you. I could do those things. I could totally lie straight to your face. Don't care. If that's what you want, if that's what you're looking for, maybe the channel would probably be more popular. I'm a couple years into it and I'm barely at 30,000 subs. If we're really going to get into that, maybe I'm thinking about, maybe I should do that. Maybe get a little bit more traction. But I would probably also be, upsetting a fair amount of people that like the channel for these kinds of reasons also. So it's kind of like, it's tough. So anyways, Cavi Caputo says, but that was his only criticism of the album. Right. Tiger Mountain King, no point in going over every criticism he's had. We'll have to just agree to disagree. Kenneth saying, oh, I didn't hit read more. Dang. Sorry, Kenneth. It's not all of it in here. Damn, I just noticed that. Well, it is pretty boring, to be honest, but the rest of the album is very good. He originally did Going for the One at my request, but I hope he does it again. Yes, I'm doing it again. I don't know if it's out yet by this point, but yes, I'm doing it again. I think having heard everything up to that point I don't remember what else you said, will be interesting to me or something like that. And yes, it is. So yeah. And then, Harley W throwing in, best fun is hearing Justin reading and reacting to the story of Elias. Let's go. All right. There you go. All right, cool. There that is. Yeah. I would say, thus far, I would say I like Yes. Yes's music is super adventurous. To me, that's like the real, like I said, like the real prog. It's like, that's like the real prog, right? Compared to Rush. Rush is like prog light. Rush is prog distilled, So, but Rush is great. Rush has, permanent waves. You can't knock it. It's fantastic. But they have so much music, and a lot of it is mediocre. A lot of it is incredible. But you dig and 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 you find Ghost of a Chance and you're like, yo, this is really nice. This is cool. I like that. And then all of a sudden digging is worth it. That's me in a nutshell in terms of music, right? You dig and you dig and you dig and then you find this incredible thing, right? And I love that because everybody talks about all the fantastic. Everybody talks about moving pictures. Everybody talks about Tom Sawyer. But nobody initially was like, you need to check out Ghost of a Chance. That's what you need to check. You need to check out, right? And that's fine because of Tom Sawyer and because of moving pictures and because of other songs and albums that are incredible. It makes sense that Ghost of a Chance would be lower on that totem pole. I get it. But it's also higher than so much of the rest of their discography. So again, there's a lot of music out there. You're not going to hear all of it in your lifetime. That's just what it is. So, there's so much music out there. That's why that's the comment that gets me the most. How have you never heard of this? How are you have an instrument on your wall, I see. How have you never, there's no way do this professionally, or you're a studied musician and never heard this. It's like, you think they got just exams on on this, that, and the other thing? I mean, I went to jazz music school, so like I studied jazz. It was a popular music school, right? I went to Berkeley, okay, right? And you know, I'm sure that if I would have studied with Joe Santeri or some, you know, like just more like rock people, and I actively pursued that, I would have gotten Geddy Lee and Chris Squire. I'm sure I would have. But that's not where my interests were lying at the time, right? I was into jazz and R&B because I'm a bass player that was leaning more into R&B because I love James Jamerson and Jocko, right? Stuff like that, right? And just jazz music and Ron Carter, right? Love it. So that's where I was. And now I'm listening to more rock music, and that's cool. There's a ton of music out there. Go enjoy it. That's it. Right? But, I mean, I guarantee you haven't listened to the jazz that I've listened to. Guarantee it. Most people haven't. You know? So it potentially would have been more beneficial in many ways if I went the rock route. You know? And studied that more early on. Potentially. All of this doesn't matter at this point. You know, it's whatever. So anyways, okay, cool. All right. Ayamni, what's going on? John Anderson, Solid Space. Elias of Sun Hillo, what's going on? I watch a lot of reaction videos, but don't subscribe because there's just so many accounts. But I subbed you because 1, you get right to the music, and 2, you give an honest and reasoned reaction without hyperbole. Yes, thank you. Even if I don't agree on something, I like that. Thank you. That's all. It's all, right? I think a lot of reactors just say what they think their audience wants to hear and sometimes give undue praise to certain artists because they're popular. 10% agree. No, I don't do that. If I don't like something, I don't care. Like, I don't care. Don't care. Don't care. I'm not, and maybe that's my bad. Maybe I'm not giving the people what they want, and I'm being selfish. By just being myself, or just doing it, giving it how I want, you know, saying my actual true feelings, true opinion on it. But to me, that's just, I don't know another way. I mean, again, I can act for you. I can be dumb and act. I can also be dumb and not act. Right, caveman over here. Okay, but that's just how I prefer it. I just prefer to just be like, you know what? This is not for me. And that's ultimately all I mean by it. You know, by any of my critiques, it's like, all I'm really saying, boiled down, is this is not for me. I'm not into this. This is not for me. You could be into it all you want. This could be your shit, your jam. Great. But it's not for me. I'm looking for the stuff that's for me. And this interests me, so I'm going to check it out. And, you know, I do compromise with that in terms of, okay, people want me to check this out, so I'll check it out. I mean, the number one way for me to check out anything is donation requests, obviously. But, you know, outside of that, I'm steering it. So it's like, okay, this is interesting to me. Let me check this out more. This is interesting to me. Let me check this out more. And I did the Rush discography. That was the first really big project that I did on here. And I was kind of like, you know what, I'm not doing discography. Like, this is kind of a lot. It took me, a full year to do it. And I think I even remember saying I'm not doing Rush's Yes's discography because I just saw how much. And while I'm interested in Yes, and I think that this is really cool, and I love their music, it's really great. There's a lot of really great music in there. You know, I did some of Queen's discography. I don't know if I'm gonna just finish discographies, because if there's like points in different areas and where I'm just not interested anymore, I'm just gonna not do it. You know, I don't think I'm gonna do what I did with Rush's thing and just do their whole discography, because there's a whole bunch of albums in there. While there were maybe some interesting songs within there, I didn't need to listen to Test for Echo. I barely remember. The only songs I remember on there, to me, are jokes. Net Girl. And what was that Dog Ears or something like that? No. No. That's what I remember about Test for Echo. Was there a good song on there? Maybe there was. I don't remember. You know, I remember Net Girl, Net Boy, you know? So I don't want to have to go through that. If I don't have to, there's no reason. If you donate for me to do it, I will do it. I'll listen to anything. I don't care, you know? But in terms of interests and me being interested in that kind of way, you know, I'm not gonna, there's so much music out there for me to pursue and to check out. I like it more when, you know, like people are requesting songs. I mean, I'm not shutting down any request. I will never shut down a request because that just doesn't make sense. And I'll listen to anything, especially if you donate for it. I'm going to do it. But early on in donation requests, people were donating. There were certain people that would donate for songs where it's like, you might be interested in this. You know, given what I know that you might like this. You might be interested in this. And that's been accurate. And there's and that has also driven me to dig further in a lot of stuff. Also, there's not enough time for me to go in all the routes. I have to pick one route and go to it and then get off it and go on another, you know, that type of thing. So even still, there's a lot of stuff that I have not dug further into that I am still interested in, right? I mean, I'm King's X being one of them. King's X is interesting to me because I'm like, what's going on? This is like a cult band. What's going on with these guys? There's got to be something that I like of these guys. There's got to be. I don't know it yet. But there's got to be. Just as an example, right? There was a lot of Opeth early on. There's a lot of that stuff that I think is really cool. They have a lot of albums. I feel like there's probably some albums that I would really be into and other albums where I'm like, this is okay. But I'm sure that there's stuff there that I would be really into. So, just as examples. So anyways, all right, there it is. Comment section. That's what I got right now. Thank you guys. I'll catch you in the next video. Later.